Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving you my Libra March 2019 horoscope forecast, part 2 of 2. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Anyway, excuse me, first thing up is Mars will be in Taurus, so the 8th house will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, there could be a lot of deliberate plotting and methodical, very persistent energy in 8th house matters, such as perhaps astrology or psychology, occult supernatural subjects, perhaps maybe even making a major change or transformation. Now, at this time as well, you might become more angry than usual at 8th house people after much sustained or protracted provocation. It could be someone you're in an intimate or sexual relationship with, or someone you're in a shared resources situation with. Now, the situation in general may be more acrimonious and contentious with matters, people in the 8th, connected with the 8th house. You might be also, if you're unattached at this time, Libra, you might be inclined to have a sexual liaison or interlude with a Taurus Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, or simply one that embodies Taurus-like characteristics. That's very deep and I would call a non-superficial connection. So, and also too, this could be about psychological warfare in some cases, given it is the house connected with the psychology, and of course Mars is connected with battles and combat and even warfare, I would say. I mean, this is really, and also too, you might be inclined toward a stable, steady, deep, provocative sexual relationship at this time, which is basically what I was stating about Mars, and as far as a connection, perhaps an interlude with a Taurus, or one that embodies Taurus-like characteristics. Anyway, and also too, remember that this could be about surgery in some cases too, and especially if it's at a point where it makes, say, an inconjunct aspect to the ascendant, because in your actual chart, because inconjuncts can often be about health-related issues. From the 8th, I would say it could very well be something surgical. So, in any way, that don't apply for everybody, but there is a greater propensity for that when you have a transit like this. So, anyway, next thing up. Jupiter will be in Sagittarius still, so the 3rd house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, at this time, and as I've talked about previously, Jupiter can be very paradoxical, could be very strongly benign and benevolent, but it could also have a tendency to enlarge and expand. In some cases, this might enlarge and expand rather foolhardy, self-righteous, over-optimistic, even reckless behavior. Perhaps it could be from 3rd house people, which are could be siblings, cousins, neighbors, or maybe in your it could be even in your interactions with them, and even in your communications just in general. Now, it could also be about a lot of it could be very fortuitous for traveling abroad, perhaps publishing, even religious matters with 3rd house people, and with people maybe in your neighborhood, 3rd house people in general. This could also expand rather jocular and jovial communications, and it's also in some cases too, looking at this, this could also be about very fortuitous for Sagittarius writings. It could be doing a writing about horses or archery or sports in general, religion, philosophy, writing about advertising, religion, anything that could be higher education, anything that could be Sagittarius related, the law. Also too, this could be about expressing a lot of exuberance, and it could be about exuberance in expressing really benevolence through matters with transportation, local transportation, such as giving people errands and not expecting any reciprocation from others, and also a lot of hope and optimism, perhaps through religious conversations and communications at this time. Anyway, next thing up. Saturn will still be in Capricorn, so the 4th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, at this time, you may find yourself going through some restrictions and limitations in matters perhaps pertaining to your home and your family life. It could be, it could be with family members or even something with your actual home, such as adding, if you're trying to get some kind of variance or adding partition to it or extension, and it might be some restrictions for whatever reasons they may be. And also too, sometimes this can manifest in having to take care of a sickly or a debilitated family member, or maybe someone you're just close to home with, or somebody that really could be somebody that is could be the less dominant parent, which is often the mother. Now, and it could be something Capricorn related, such as something with the knees, the bones, or the joints, and it might be making you feel somewhat melancholy and despondent, given this is Capricorn energy. Now, also, too, another way this may pan out, it could be about getting structure and discipline in your home life and about more responsibilities for home-related matters. And it could also be about very serious foundations at this time, or serious energy put into maybe foundations. And also, too, sometimes this could manifest in putting a lot of laborious planning toward the latter part of your life at this time. And it could also be in really working maybe perhaps laboriously and with a lot of consistent energy, perhaps trying to get in touch with your roots, your ancestry at this time. And also this could be Saturn can sometimes be about difficulties and of course restrictions, and it might be something where you might be going through some restriction or matters or some difficulties in terms of your emotional security at this time. Remember that Saturn energy could be can be depressive at times, and there might be some kind of responsibilities perhaps that are taking place, or work that you have to do, and it might be taking a toll on you at this time. And it may be something where perhaps it is tied in somehow to really what you feel in terms of your own security, or having to take care of, like I stated before, taking care of a sickly or debilitated home or family member. And it might be taking time away from yourself and things you have to do for yourself in terms of your own and your own security at this time, such as for perhaps whether it's making money to support yourself or what have you. So anyway, well, the next thing up is Uranus will be in Aries as far as March goes, from the 1st until the 6th. So the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, at this time, this could be about, in some cases, where Aries friendships, it could be Aries Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Aries characteristics, may figure prominently, perhaps in relationships. It could be in maybe some kind of business partnership, maybe in legal matters at this time. And also you might be getting some unpredictable and rather acrimonious behavior from 7th house people, such as a grandmother. It could be a significant other, a marriage partner, just others in general, or it could be from close relationships you may be involved in, and also even open adversaries. Now at this time, if you're unattached at this time, Libra, you might find yourself marrying a foreigner or an innovator, astrologer, someone connected with an esoteric subject, someone in aerospace or astronomy, or somebody that works with computers or electronics at this time. Now also too, another way this could manifest too, this could be about, 7th house is about competition. Maybe you getting involved in some friendly competition on the internet, whether it might just be playing some kind of computer games or what have you. So anyway, well, the next thing up, Uranus will be in Taurus as far as March goes, from the 6th until the 31st. So the 8th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now this can manifest in a multitude of ways. Some cases this might be about rather unusual, stubborn, obstinate behavior from 8th house people, such as someone you're in an intimate or sexual relationship with. Hold on a moment, people. Anyway, I'm back, but it could also be manifest perhaps in the formulation of some kind of new financial idea or some way to make money. And it may, of course, impact a shared resources situation or allowing you perhaps to give more monetary support, or maybe or a situation where maybe you're dependent less on another person for that. Now, at the same time, this could be about having very erratic and sporadic emotional, moral, and monetary support. You might be in getting some kind of unusual credit card activity at this time. This could also be, in some case, I know a lot of you don't want me to say the dreaded D word, but I'm going to anyway. This is about, this is 8th house is associated with death. In some cases, this could be about an unusual death could take place, but it could just be, it's something where, Uranus also connected with electricity, so just be careful. If you're working, like, say, doing some work with electricity or electrician, and you're dealing with a lot of wiring, I would be extra prudent and careful at this time, more so than usual. So, and anyway, another thing too, another way this could manifest too, this could be about maybe having some very strongly unanticipated Taurus-like surgery. It could be something on the throat or the neck. It could be done some unorthodox way, such as like through robotics. I'm just throwing it out there as an example. And this could also, in some cases, be about some kind of inheritance that might come unexpectedly at this time. And in dealing with maybe very unpredictable, avaricious behavior from 8th house people, such as someone you're in an intimate or sexual relationship with, or a shared resources situation. Now, going to the inheritance situation, if something, it could mean this is something, when you're talking about Uranus energy, it could be something that's unexpected. Now, some cases, this could be a little more or maybe a little bit less than what you anticipate, and a lot of that could be dependent and predicated on the aspects this makes. If it makes if it makes a sextile trine to your Venus or even Jupiter, and I would say maybe even Jupiter more, because that is the planet connected with luck and fortune, it might be where you might get a little bit more. But if it's making like an adverse aspect to, say, Venus and Jupiter, then you might be looking at something where it might be less than what you originally anticipated. So, and anyway, going back, and also about the possibility of that, some kind of unusual death or something with the electricity, that only, like I said, this is really very isolated, and a lot of that could be dependent and predicated on aspects that are made. If it makes, say, an adverse aspect to your, say, to your Pluto, it could increase the propensity for that. If it's, those are some things to look at. If you're having some kind of progressions in your chart, that might, maybe reaffirm that in some cases, but generally that's very isolated. In a lot of cases, this could maybe just be about like some kind of surgery of some, unanticipated surgery, or something Uranus related, such as something with the ankles or the shins, or some kind of it could be some kind of like a Taurus like surgery, something that could be something with the neck or the throat area. So anyway, well, next thing up is Neptune will still be in Pisces, so the 6th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, in some cases, this could be about the dissipation, dissolving of one's health, and it's very important to be careful against as far as drugs and alcohol at this time, because they could be more detrimental to your health at this time, more so than usual. Especially if you have, like, in your natal chart, there's maybe a propensity for this, such as like Neptune, by the sun, conjunct the sun, the moon, or the ascendant, even adverse. So even, like, say, if Neptune makes an adverse aspect to your ascendant. I mean, that could be something where they could, drugs and alcohol could be seen as a very strong enemy. You could say you have like an opposition or a square, or even an inconjunct in your chart. If you have like an inconjunct from Neptune to the ascendant natally in your chart, this could indicate something where it could be where it could be something health related, but I mean it doesn't. But I think the square and the opposition could be adverse as well, as far as how drugs could impact you. So anyway, well, as far as other things to consider as far as this goes, this could also be about, say, perhaps you need to be more careful, perhaps if your place of employment, as far as a chemical spill and some accident connected with that. And of course, a lot of that again could be predicated on aspects this makes to points in your chart. If it makes an adverse aspect to Mars, to your natal Mars, it could be greater propensity for an accident that could be chemical related, such as slipping on a chemical or something, or maybe something spilling on you, and you just happen to kind of be at that wrong place at the time, or not really paying attention. So this is something where also too, where people in your daily routine may be a little bit more nebulous and unclear than usual. But on a positive end, another way this can manifest is you might find yourself doing something Neptune related as far as employment goes, such as something with the metaphysical, which can include astrology, chemistry, photography, dancing, poetry, pharmaceutical work, doing work as a drug or addiction counselor. But also too, this could be about some kind of Neptune debilitation, such as something with the toes, the feet, or the lymphatic system at this time. And a lot of this too, I mean, when you have Neptune energy, it can be kind of, I say, it's kind of like lethargic, fantasizing energy, dreamy energy. If this is, say, especially if this is making an adverse aspect to your Mars, your Sun, or your Ascendant, it could be a time where you might feel like more like succumbing to lethargy and inertia, more as opposed to actually working laboriously, more about fantasizing and dreaming, as opposed to actually doing things. And so I mean, a lot of it, again, as I stated before, is depend on the aspects this makes to points in your chart. And anyway, I mean, the sixth house is an aunt and uncle as well, so it could be that those people might seem a little bit more nebulous and unclear. You might be dealing with some deception and duplicity with those people at this time. And there might be more likelihood and propensity to be distracted, more so really just in matters in your daily routine, your general schedule. And anyway. Well, next thing up, last but not least, Pluto will be in Capricorn at this time. So the fourth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Pluto will still be in Capricorn, I should say, and the fourth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, at this time, I know a lot of you don't want me to say the dreaded D word, but I'm going to anyway. In some cases, this could manifest as an actual literal death of a home family member or someone you're close to home with, the less dominant parent, which is often the mother. Some cases too, this could be about digging deep into your roots and traditions, maybe unveiling, trying to uncover family secrets. Guard against overly obsessive or compulsive behavior at this time, as far as matters connected with your home, your family. You might find yourself at this time destroying perhaps some foundations and maybe replacing them with others, or it could be the revival of some foundations you had that you weren't really utilizing in recent time. Now, also too, this fourth house can be about traditions, so it might be a time where you might be utilizing some Plutonian-like traditions. It could be something connected with recycling, or things connected with maybe going beneath the surface. It could be just going around with maybe a metal detector, anything, or anything connected with the occult, supernatural, astrology, horror houses, haunted, going to like a haunted museum, one of those, something that could be Pluto related at this time. You might find that family members or people you're close to home with might be a little bit more manipulative, more so than usual at this time. And also, too, this is about getting into maybe unveiling secrets connected with your ancestry, your roots, and also in some isolated cases, this could be about terrorism because Pluto can be connected with that. That might affect your emotional security. Now, a lot of that could apply to a lot of people, regardless of what transit they're having or what their natal placements are or what have you. But it could be more intensified when you have something transit like this going on. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my Libra March 2019 horoscope forecast part 2 of 2. And stay tuned next time where I'll be giving you my Scorpio March 2019 horoscope forecast part 1 of 2. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.